welcome back. It is day 2, and I have managed to find the Guns of Icarus booth. Now, you guys know that I love playing Guns of Icarus, especially with you guys. I am potentially the worst mechanic that there has ever been, but at least you don't put me on flamethrower anymore, right? That's not a thing that we do anymore. With me, I have somebody who's a little bit keen to talk about PvE.
Yep.
PvE is new, is exciting. Tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. I mean, it's a different version of the game. The core of the game is still the same. You're still flying an airship. 4 people are still flying an airship together, but instead of battling against players, you're actually battling against the AI, controlled by a director on really, really new and different missions. So for example, what they're playing right now behind you is a assault mode. So you're basically looking out for different enemy outposts and trying to destroy them. So like we can actually take liberties and create all these different game modes centered around the AI. So it's not just like, a death match. And we're also building more of a meta world and a kind of a faction system around the game. So people will get to pledge into different factions. The factions will be at war, and yeah.
That sounds amazing. So how much fun have you guys had coming up with the different mission types then? What sort of things can we expect?
So right now, there are already 3. There is this assault mode that you're seeing. One is you're defending, another one where you'll be defending a base against an enemy onslaught. But there's a caveat. You also have to go out and retrieve resources under enemy fire to return it back to your base to harvest them to win. There's another game mode where you have to chase down an enemy convoy who has stolen resources from you. And we're working on prototyping some other game modes as well. Another game mode we're thinking about will be survival. So you'll try to survive against waves and waves of enemies.
I am going to be horrible at all of these. I can feel it.
Well, but then, as typical of Guns of Icarus experience, if people are horrible, you guys just blame each other, so it's all good.
Always blame the captain, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So, my captain's gonna scream at me, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so we played in player tournaments, right? And obviously we do horribly bad. So as you get really bad, you know that you're bad, and you've been bad for a long time, you kind of work out the blame routine. So before you lose a match, we already worked out who to blame.
Who's the easiest to blame usually?
Oh, the captain's definitely easier to blame.
Well, they don't do anything, right?
Huh? Yeah, I think it depends on the ship. The way I fly is that I don't really do anything. I try to point the ship in the right direction and just have my crew shoot. If they miss it, I try to blame the crew. But
So what you're saying is, for pro level, Guns of Icarus plays, you need to ignore everything and fly vaguely in the right direction.
Well, I wouldn't call myself pro level, so.
But
Yeah.
Okay.
Devs, we suck at our game, but that's kind of how it is.
But that's half the fun, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It is fun for the most part, but we do rage, quit our game sometimes. That happens.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear that you're just on the same level as us, where sometimes we look at it and go, no, not today. Yeah. So are there any other surprises that are coming up for us in PvE?
I think aside from the core PvE or AI type of mission combat, what we're really trying to do is build progression around the faction systems. So when people pledge into different factions, they will help it grow. And every season, so season could be say a month or 2 months, the factions will be at war, right? There will be special events in the world where the missions that they play really matter. And through it, you get to level up and progress your faction, and you get to unlock faction ships, guns, wardrobe that is unique to you. And every season, we want to chronicle how players do. So say for instance, if your faction does really well, this team or this individual player does really well, we'll actually chronicle it. So you get to have your own say in the history of the world.
That's awesome. So we're really expanding it out then to a worldwide feeling experience rather than just
playing matches. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's really awesome. So I mean, it always looks great. Guns of Icarus to me, I love the aesthetic. I always have.
Thanks.
But how does I want to find out how the new PvE sort of expansion sounds. So have you got a favorite sound effect that you guys that you like to hear every time you're playing PvE?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously sound and everything we're still working on. I mean, we do take liberty. So for example, like, with the new guns, right, there is, we actually put in a new gun. It's a light beam. Yeah, you guys can actually try it, right? It's live now. And when the light beam fires, you kind of have to create, that kind of beaming and burning sounds. So we have a new Tesla-based weapon, a lightning weapon, right? And so when it fires, you can take liberty and try to imagine what that sounds like. I think that's really fun. And there are now planes, so like to try to create like that, the drone of the planes, and to have like waves and waves and squadrons of planes when they're coming at you. I think that's fun. It's fun to just kind of think about and imagine that and try to recreate that kind of sound. It's really cool. And on the music side, we're actually, at least with the approach of PvE, because we want to create different sounds of different music for different factions, in a sense to reflect the culture of the different factions. So they all have different themes, and we're going more orchestral. So like, the faction have their own theme songs, and they're all more, they're more thematic in maybe the locale of the faction. So like, so for example, if one faction is more like, desert, more nomadic, then we'll try to sample like, say Central Asian or North African instrumentations and try to recreate that feel. So.
Well, that's awesome. So, a bit of a cheeky question, right?
Yeah.
So, if you had to make the light beam noise for me right now, out of your mouth.
Well, I mean, that's easy because you can actually just sample the audio.
No, I wanna hear it.
That's like, that is, like I'm really bad at sounds. It's probably like, that kind of sound.
That's good. That's good for me. I want to try it now after hearing that. Cool. Yeah, definitely. All right, brilliant. Well, let us know. How far are we in development with this now?
I think our Kickstarter backers will know best. So it's almost 2 years actually, and that's actually how long it took us to send them the prototype test keys, which kind of feel bad. Obviously, they nag us a lot, which is great actually. It definitely keeps us motivated, but. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years to get to this point, and we have at least a few more months to go. Okay. So hopefully by sometime next year we'll be in a better state where all the major systems in the game will be ready. Okay. But the good thing is that for people who pre-order or for Kickstarter backers, they will get the keys. They will have the test build, and they could just be with us through the entire development process.
And you guys are listening really closely to those guys who've got the keys.
Oh,
in.
Yeah.
Are you guys playing with them at all?
Oh yeah. I mean, some of them are in game now.
So I'm going to see you guys in game next time I play, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to work, or to test, research.
Yeah, completely.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I can't wait to check this out. Cool. I'm really excited. Thank you for your time today.
Awesome.
And I'll see you guys on the next one.